Hello everyone and welcome back for another deck profile here on the channel. Today I have you Wargreymon, and it is the last of my Greymons that I have, like decks that I have access to. Shine has been deconstructed, so that is no longer a deck. Too many people in our friend group were after it, and I was very happy always being the last one to get cards. I was more happy to help other people get it first, like say Adam, because he loves Shine and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Instead of having this deck just kind of sit around doing nothing, I deconstructed it, so we don't have Shine anymore. But who knows? I maybe we have to ask Adam very nicely to maybe get a Shine deck profile to the channel if we don't have one already. I can't quite remember. But we're here for a Wargreymon deck profile, so we'll get into that, shall we? Starting off with our eggs, we're playing 4 BT9 Coromons. The DP increase, I feel, is a lot better for the deck, especially since we're not running Wargreymon X's. So it does matter for all the Wargreymon choice. Just an additional 1,000 can make all the difference. On to our level 3s, we're playing 4 BT12 Wargremons. So one of the best searches in the deck, reveal top 4, add a Greymon or an Omnimon, and add a tie from them to our hand, put the rest of the bottom of the deck. Inheritable, all turns, if this one has Wargreymon or has Greymon or Omnimon plus 1,000. Searching out a tie, searching out your Greymon pieces, overall very, very nice. Next, I'm playing 3 BT14 Wargremons. Plus 2,000 heritable, and if we've somehow got the memory via memory boosts and trainings and stuff, this can make things a little bit cheaper by raising it up. If we have a tie in play, then we can immediately just go, right, Digivolve for 0. So we just skip the paying 2 for a champion, essentially. Very nice card. Not running as 4 because I feel like space is an issue. Next, I'm playing 2 BT21 Ogremons. So we may return a reptile or dragonkin from our trash to our hands on play. This way we can grab, say, Greymons if they've been hitting security and stuff. Just a nice way of grabbing something back. On play has been very nice for it, as it'll probably get replaced maybe in BT22, which by the time this video is out, that set should be out now, but I'm kind of giving my profile because I've got different versions for that maybe. But just getting back to Dragonkin is the most important bit. Just a nice thing on play, but I'm having to wait for the start of main Ogremon that currently exists, which is essentially what the BT22 one is, but it's on play instead. It's the old BT17 Ogremon. So you could easily replace that by Inheritals plus 2,000 DP, which does come up. And finally, I'm running 2 Ogremon X's. I would love to be going like the old way of the deck and stuff, and just running like a full max out X antibody lines and stuff. However, X antibody lines of this era, like the BT9 stuff, is just too slow for the game at the moment. So we do run 2 just as the off chance of seeing it. It's a nice on play if we've got, say, we've played the BT12 Wargreymon and still our turn, cool, Digivolve over it, get a draw and a search. Just come up a little bit. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a thing. Level 4s, we're playing 4 ST1 Greymons. The idea of this deck is to try and OTK. So we need +1 security attack to do that. And if we can't OTK, then at the very least we're going to do some heavy damage, is the idea. So all you need to know is +1 security and heritable. It's that simple. Next, I'm running 3 BT5 Greymons, just the gain a memory back to help out, plus 2,000 heritable if it's a Greymon in name. Again, just kind of trying to use the memory as much as we can, as the deck hasn't got as many ways as current decks to use it. Next, I'm running 2 BT9 Greymon X's. More as space filling, the inheritable, just try and protect our line for the OTK. Not wanting to max out on it, just because we don't want to have to try and, like, we're not aiming for perfect stack. If it comes up, it's nice. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the day. And I'm running the one of BT11 Greymon X antibody. You have to, if this guy ever came off the list, I feel like he's just a must-have 4 of in every deck just for his Digivolve reduction, especially at the speed of the game these days. And never mind his inheritable of the protection stuff, because you need X antibody for that. I feel like there'd be a lot of Greymon decks, be it Black War, Gaio, Wargrey,
that would happily just max this guy out just for his effect of reduced Digivolution cost by 1 for each color of the Greymon you're Digivolving into. That alone makes him a good card for today's speed in the game. On to our level 5s. We're running 4 of the EX9 Metal Greymon. So, this gives +1 security inheritable, which is big plus. The other thing, it's part red compared to the other one, which was full black, that gives +1 security inheritable. I have now mentioned all the parts of the card that matter because it's red-black. So, which means if we Digivolve this over the Metal Grey as over the Greymon X, it's cost of 1. Again, that cheaper cost while getting S +1 security. We're not wanting this for its when Digivolving, its on play effect, or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, it can come up, it can help, it can maybe clear the board of a little bit just in that way. But it's the +1 security. Overall, I feel like it's a very nice card for what it is, and if you want to keep the deck strictly Greymon going up, then like the vaccine line anyway, type stuff, then this is the one you play as a 4 of, with the next card along. But in BT22, I'll be personally probably bumping this down to a 3 of, and bumping X Antibody out the deck entirely, and it will be a bit of a risk. Because we are running 3 Metal Greymon X Antibodies to Digivolve over it, to give our protection from de-Digivolve mostly, and DP reduction. We're not really aiming for the deletion, we're not really aiming for the opponent's turn on suspend effect. It's just there, like, if we're against the deck that's like, we know it's got ace potential to de-Digivolve us, or against yellow, it's got the ace of DP. Go into this, get ourselves protection, then go for OTK line. With the idea of the OTK and stuff, obviously we're playing 3 of the promo Wargreymon, the eventual one, so it's got +1 security. So far from our line, this will be 4 checks with swinging with this. We do have to wait for check number 5, and a lot of people will probably say, well, why not just run the BT9 Metal Grey for that 5th check? You could. You very much could, honestly. But I like the idea of maybe getting protection to try and help the line go through. But this card is got +1 security, it's blocker. When Digivolve and delete one of our opponent's Digimon, it's got as much or as less DP as him. Hence why we have a lot of DP buff inheritables going up the line. Then all turns, this Digimon gets +1000 for each color of Digimon and Tamer you have. Each Digimon for each Tamer and Digimon color. So that's on the board. That's not just what we have. From ourselves, we'd maybe gain +2000. Best case, we can maybe get +3. Outside of that, we're relying on our opponent for more colours. But this is the one we typically want to evolve into at the end, get the swing, and get loads of checks going. We are playing 2 BT21 Wargreymons alongside, just to get the play of Rush, because we are running a tamer that works with this, so we can reduce its cost if need be. But then if we just need that game-winning hit or whatever, we can just throw this Wargreymon down. It's got Rush. We've got Owen in the deck. Owen will allow it to swing, get the game. It's the only reason it's in the deck, honestly. It does have Raid and Blocker. It may come up all turns when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted. This Digimon may unsuspend. So it's mostly there for a rush thing, but it can play other things in the deck if needed. On to our level 7s. We're running 2 Omnimon X Antibodies. Again, that kind of idea of that final swing for game type deal. We've done all of our checks with the Wargreymon if needed. Digivolve to Omni, and it passes the turn, end of turn, swing for game. Get rid of bodies and things like that. It's part red, it's searchable. Omnimon X has become the new Blitz Omni, essentially, because it is searchable in all the decks that played Blitz Omni, and it does so much more than Blitz Omni. So, a ridiculous card, ridiculous piece. On to our Tamers. For our 5th check that we'll get, it's from Ty. I know there's a lot of setup in this deck. We're not, like, as much as we can OTK the deck, we're not going to try and aim for the OTK every time. It's just kind of a nice fun concept. But if everything works out, then cool, we get the OTK off. But it still takes a lot of time to set up. So just, it's a memory setter for starters.
And then if all of our red Digimon that have 4 or more Digivolution sources gain +1 security attack. Easy, simple. Alongside it, we're playing 3 BT21 Owens. So, if our opponent start a main, if our opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory, help get that memory coming back. And end of a turn, by suspending this Digimon, one of our Digimon with the Reptile or Dragon trait gains Piercing and then may attack. So, we don't need Piercing, so if they've got blockers, we're not worried, because it's like, okay, end of turn, Digivolve, right, we're going to tap Owen. This gets Piercing, it's going to attack you. Go ahead, block, I'm bigger. I'm still doing my checks. And we're running 2 Cool Boys. Alongside them, search for the X-Antibody pieces that there is very little of, but it's mostly, it can search Omni X, which does come up. The tapping it doesn't come up as much, but when it does, it's nice, just that little extra memory gain. But it can also search the option cards that we're about to go into. And onto options, the option card that Cool Boy can search out is obviously X-Antibody. We're running the old one, BT9. I don't feel the deck needs Proto Form, personally. I feel like this one's just fine. We're a very aggressive deck, so if we pre-took it underneath, we can then, like, say, swing, and then during the attack, Digivolve to Omni, do more stuff with that there, and then end a turn as well. We'll end if we attack, and then do this, and then we'll get an end of turn attack again, essentially. Running 3 red memory boosts. I've said this in a few profiles now. Certain decks, I'm liking the idea of running a 3-2 ratio with my memory boosts and trainings. And some decks, like older decks especially, I feel like more memory boosts is better than trainings these days. So I'm running 3 memory boosts. Everyone knows what memory boosts do, so step 4, add a Wanderer's Whip color. Running 2 trainings. Like I said, I'm liking this. Maybe find those Tamers and stuff. I could maybe switch out a training for a boost. We'll require further testing though. And then finally, a singular red scramble. Reduce that Digivolution cost, maybe get a piece to the top of the deck if needed. So this has been my Wargreymon OTK preferably deck profile. Hope you've all enjoyed it very much. I'll catch you all on the next one. Until then.